What is up, everybody? Twisted Gamer 9000, and I'm going to review a game. It's a sequel to a game that came out in 2010, and this game was called Transformers War for Cybertron. It was a really, really good game. It had good gameplay, it had good story, it had good, graphics were good, it had good co-op, it had good multiplayer. There was really nothing wrong with the game. There was a couple flaws, but War for Cybertron, by all reviewers, by even critics, non-critics, they give the game 9s, maybe even 10s, maybe 8s and 9s, and maybe even 10s. So I'm going to review the sequel, and the sequel just came out recently, about 2 weeks ago. The sequel came out, and I was super pumped for this game when it got announced, and we're going to get into the review. Alright, this game is Transformers Fall of Cybertron, if you haven't know already. This game takes place on Cybertron. Of course, the game says it. It takes place on Cybertron. And in this game, you play as a whole bunch of different Autobots. You play as Bumblebee, you play as Optimus, you play as Grimlock, which can transform into a dinosaur, which is really cool. And you play as a whole bunch of different Decepticons. You play as Brodicus, which is that guy you just saw just a second ago. And you also play as Megatron, you play as Starscream, you play as a whole bunch of cool people. But let's get into this review. Let's do it right. We're going to straight into the presentation. Alright, the presentation. The presentation in Transformers Fall of Cybertron is almost flawless. Yes, I said that right. That's almost flawless. There is some screen tearing every now and there. There's not a lot. It's very hard to see, but I did see a little bit of it through my playthrough when I was playing the game. The cutscenes in the game are really, really good. They're very smooth. The game looks great. The cutscenes, the cinematic looks really good. The way they talk, the way they act, and all that in the cutscenes, really good. The voice acting is really top notch. I really enjoyed the voice acting in Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Really, really like that, and I have to give credit to High Moon Studios for really, really good, cutscene development and all this presentation, and it's very, very top notch. Now let's get into the gameplay. The gameplay in Transformers Fall of Cybertron is amazing. I really do enjoy the gameplay. It makes the game really, really shine. For example, when you're playing the game, usually the gameplay takes from about 10 to 20 minutes to complete each level, which is pretty long for a level. Usually a level in Call of Duty takes about 5 minutes. In this, you're going from checkpoint A to checkpoint B, and the level's completed, but it takes a while. And then after that, you get a cutscene or a cinematic, and you do the next level. So the levels are pretty linked depending on how long you play it. Alright, I really do like that about this game. It makes the game longer, and it makes it actually more fun. In the game, you also face different type of enemies. You face bug creatures, which is these bug robot things. They're really cool. I hate bugs in real life, and that's why I like killing them in video games, because they're just awesome to freaking kill. You get different power-ups in the game, which are pretty cool. You can throw this ball that explodes and kills all the enemies. You can throw this other thing that makes this little wormhole or black hole, and it just sucks all the enemies in. It's really cool, and it's really awesome. All the Autobots and Decepticons also have special abilities. For example, Jazz's special ability, he gets this grapple hook, and if you're about to fall off a building, or if you need to get to a high place, you press RB on the place you want to go, and he uses the grapple hook, which is really, really cool, and I really like that. There's also different type of weapons in the game. There's, you get the assault rifle, you get the scrambler, you get the, I think it's called the Electro Harver, where it's a shotgun and just blasts enemies. It's really cool, and I really like that. When you kill enemies in the game, you get these things. I don't know if they're called energons. I really don't know what they're called, but you can use those to actually purchase upgrades in the game, which is really cool. There's a lot of stuff in the game to upgrade with. You get, for example, you can upgrade your weapons. You can upgrade. I don't know if you can upgrade your Autobot. I'm probably saying this wrong, but I know you can upgrade your weapons, and it's called a Terrera Station 1. And you can quit your weapons, you can buy perks, you can do tech, you can do all this great stuff, and I really, really like this weapon upgrader money system, because it brings a lot of replay value to the game. And as you're finding blueprints in the game, you can they'll unlock better upgrades for your weapon, and you can use them to buy as well. You can also buy like robots and stuff to help you as well, which is pretty cool, and I really do like that. When you're playing through the campaign and you buy all these perks, they're going to help you out really a lot. So it's very, very cool that High Moon Studios added this ability where you can buy stuff in this Terraria station, and the perks are really cool. So that's one thing, that's one plus I really like about it, and I'm actually going to give this review an extra rating at the end of it because I really like this, and it's a system that most games should do. Call of Duty should do it. Well, they did in the multiplayer, but Call of Duty should do it. Halo should do it. Every first-person shooter should do it. Otherwise, in the campaign you play as, you can play as Grimlock, which is an awesome part to play in the campaign. It's near the end of the game, and you get to transform into this awesome dinosaur, and he can breathe fire like a dragon. He can do a smash attack. It's really cool, and I really like that. So now we're going to get into the final verdict and give my final review on the game. So here we go. Alright, all in well, Transformers Fall of Cybertron is a great game. It's not the perfect game, it's not an amazing game, it's just a great game. And there are a lot of flaws with the game, and I'm going to go about that. I'm going to go on that right now and talk about some stuff that I need to talk about before we end this review. Alright, so Transformers Fall of Cybertron took away the co-op they had in War for Cybertron, which was a big mistake. I mean, a huge mistake for High Moon Studios, because I missed the co-op. I really did. There's co-op in the game, but it's not, your average co-op campaign. It's this horde style mode, which I'll talk about in just a minute. And it made the game just score drop very, very, very a lot. Not too much, but it did drop a good bit. Alright. Also, there's a little bit of screen tearing in the game, which I have to give a flaw for that, which makes the score drop. And also, there's a little bit instant deaths, which I have to drop the score down for that as well. But other than that, there's no other flaws in the game I couldn't really find that was really bad. The multiplayer in the game, which I'll talk about just for a sec, is really good. It's really competitive. It has some good game modes. It has some fun game modes. I wish I could have got some multiplayer gameplay in this review, but I just don't have the time to do it. Maybe my next review, maybe of End of Cybertron or whatever the next Transformer game like Cybertron from High Moon Studio makes, I will actually put multiplayer in this review. But other than that, the multiplayer is very fun. I have to give the multiplayer actually a 9. The multiplayer is really good. Escalation mode is really fun. Even though there's 15 waves, it's very short, and it's kind of it's a lot easier than Transformers War for Cybertron. I have to give it down for that. But other than that, Transformers Fall of Cybertron is a great game. It's almost a must-buy, almost. I really did enjoy it, and I'm going to give Transformers Fall of Cybertron a 8.5 out of 10. Yes, the reason it does not get a 9 or a 10 is because it has cheap deaths, it don't have the co-op campaign like it needs, and it also has a little bit of screen tearing. Other than that, the game is good. Go out and buy it. It's a must-play if you have not played it yet. So this was my review of Transformers Fall of Cybertron. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe for more reviews, more playthroughs, more walkthroughs, more Let's Plays, whatever you want to call it. Please subscribe for more. Comment on these videos. I'm doing a Borderlands 2 giveaway. Please check that out. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye.